Making this video for my several social media accounts. This is a Ghanaian that's been stalking me for days. By the way, this is why I've written so many books: Obolo, Darky and Blackie, The Unwelcoming to Ghana, You Don't Invite Someone to a Dirty House, and Yivu and Obroni, because apparently you can't be a real black person if you're not a certain complexion in Ghana. And if you're too dark, that's why I wrote the book Darky and Blackie, The Unwelcoming to Ghana, You Don't Invite Someone into Your Dirty House, colorism. But anyway, this person is telling me that I showed them to an article written by a white man. The article, BBC Africa, by the way, headquarters is in Nairobi, Kenya. There are several writers that are Ghanaian and that are in Ghana. You might not know about the football or sports scam that happened in Ghana, and the reporter, who was a Ghanaian, was murdered brutally outside of his home, and they just said it was a robbery, even though they never took anything. And the United States and BBC demanded, results in finding who killed him. However, nothing ever happened because that's what happens in Ghana. You just give up trying to fight for justice. However, this person says I'm trying to cause divisions. Literally, there are several articles about Ghanaians fighting alongside terrorists in Burkina Faso. And again, I tried to post the Ghana card of a identified terrorist that lives in Ghana. It was found over 4 years ago or 3 years ago in Tumu, Ghana. So there are several terrorists. There's several information about that. You can do your own research, but he doesn't want to do research because he's a Ghanaian. And I've also posted how their education is ranked 137th in the world out of 167 countries. So instead of doing research, he's stalking me. And there were several articles, by the way, written about Ghanaians fighting terrorists. Fighting alongside terrorists in Burkina Faso. They're stealing from them to sell their livestock in Ghana. And by the way, that just clicks right in because the African sellers and the second highest scamming country in Africa, the fifth highest scamming country in the world, is Ghana. So that just fits in that you would kill and steal from your neighbors. However, this person, instead of doing their research, they looked at one article, but I showed a screen recording of several articles, and they refused to do research because that's Ghana. They believe that they're perfect, they're the best people in Africa, which is why it's so xenophobic and hateful. And they've made dozens of posts about black Americans in Ghana. Now again, they're turning again back onto Nigerians. This is the most xenophobic, hateful country